Not gonna lie, I was quite surprised when so many of you started requesting the Phaedra. I think it might have to do with what I like to call the Karak effect, where more down-to-earth weapons become cool again because everything else is over-the-top ridiculous. And the Phaedra is basically just a ginormous light machine gun. Now, the blueprint for Soma's big sister comes from the market. However, you're also gonna have to get the barrel from Arbiters of Hexes, the receiver from the Pen and Sequence, or as a rare drop from Archgun Exterminate, and a stock from New Loka, so it can be a bit of a ball ache to get. Luckily, the parts are tradable. The Phaedra does primarily puncture damage with a little bit of slash and impact on the side. It sports a 14% crit chance, a standard 2x crit multiplier, and a fairly high 30% status chance. It also has a really high base fire rate, 18.75, but there is a spool up which takes 11 shots, so you need to fire 11 shots before you reach max fire rate. But anyway, let's stop yapping and give it a shot, shall we? One thing that always bothered me about the Phaedra was the crit chance. It kinda sucks. But it does have primarily puncture, which really lends itself into crit nowadays. Cool thing now is that we can just run Enervate and fix the crit chance. It doesn't matter that it has low crit. Do we just go full crit with Frostbite? That might be cool. Let's try that. We're gonna have the mod space, right? So we can do barrel, dual rounds, and I think this time we just go hollowed bullets for the crit damage. We could use Harrow to trigger Frostbite, but I feel like cold. For this crit heavy of a weapon, I think corrosive and cold is the way to go. Wait. We have the space to do like a proper rainbow build. We could get some extra fire rate from cycle and a bit of multi-shot from chamber. Oh, that could be cool. Let's try that. Wowee, look at that. Now that's a proper rainbow. Ooh, okay, that's pretty good. Frostbite is not stacking up particularly fast, which is not surprising because we're proccing like all the elements in the world. Damage is very nice though. Yeah, this is like the Archgun version of the Karak. Love it. Well, technically the AX-52, well, technically you could shut the... It's gonna be really cool because we're gonna have almost like the full ensemble of status effects once we switch Harold to Vital and Heat. So we get Vital and Heat from here, those are the main ones, and then all of this on top of that. That's cool. It's a shame we don't have Condition Overload, and no, Shiver doesn't count. I don't know why, but whenever I try to describe the Phaedra, the one word that keeps popping into my head is just polite. The way it does damage, especially compared to the other Archguns, is just polite. It doesn't shake your screen very much, there are no like flashy effects, it's just very polite. I know I don't have to aim down sights, but it feels appropriate. Like, you can't run with an LMG. That would be ridiculous. I really seriously dislike making videos about guns like this because they're so cool and so awesome in such an unimpressive way. Like, this is a cool Archgun, right? This is a cool guy. It don't need no screen check. It's not some self-conscious gratter. It's just cool. And it gives you the right kind of power feel, which unfortunately really doesn't come across in a video. Surprisingly enough, I still have a decent amount of ammo. I don't think I have enough to finish the mission, but I expected ammo to be much bigger problem. Okay, I want to try a build with a little bit more splash, so let's override this onto config B. We're gonna get Crux. We're gonna drop, I guess, Containment Breach and run Blast instead. Ooh, that's pretty good. Yeah, if you want more clear, this is the way to go. This is dope as hell. The reason, by the way, why I prefer Blast to Gas on like 99% of weapons when it comes to AoE is that, oh, damn, that's a lot of damage. Blast has essentially 3 different trigger conditions. Each proc has its own 1.5 second fuse, so it will just blow up on its own. But if you get it to 10 stacks, it will blow up all of them at once. And the same thing will happen if the enemy dies. Gas does have its place, and I sometimes use it on slow fighting or slow hitting weapons, but the problem with it is that if you can get it to 10 stacks, nothing happens, right? It just caps out and that's it. You're not getting anything more from it. Yo, that's pretty good. Yeah, blast setups are decent for Acolytes because, let's go this douchebag as well, because the blast can only stack up to 4 and then it blows up. So again, you know, this is another example why blast is generally better than gas in a lot of scenarios. I do realize that I sound like a sleazy blast salesman. Psst, hey kid, wanna buy some kaboom? So if you wanna focus more on clear and AoE, this is pretty good, you can do that. But for a moment, let's go back to this. It's time to tickle the spider. Super cool thing about this setup is that we have like all the damage types in the world, so I can just sit here and hammer the spider down. Like, oh, puncture, yeah, have a bit of that too. Magnetic? Sure, got that as well. It's not super duper fast because it's not built for it, right? If you want to build for the spider, you go heavy radiation and cold, which is what the spider is weak to. So it's kind of slow on the legs. But honestly, I'm not a sweat lord, so I will take a chill setup over a fast setup most of the time. Huh. Interesting. Can you not shoot these with an Archgun? Hello? Yeah, this is my kind of setup because you actually like fight the boss, so you can enjoy the boss fight. I do realize that if you do like 50 spiders in a row, you want to get it done as fast as possible. But for me, I fight the spider every now and then. I don't mind it taking a little bit longer. I swear these things used to pop out of its head. Why does it poop them out now? So, as always, we're running Arcane Avenger to cut off the low end of crit, which just feels nice with Enervate, and we're using Dispensary to sustain our ammo. I know I mention this every time, but I don't want you guys to try one of these builds out because you think it's cool and then be like, wait, this isn't the same thing, whether it's, this doesn't crit as much or I'm running out of ammo all the time. That would suck. Now, for the main setup, we have this right here. It's a rainbow setup that uses Frostbite and Enervate. For mods, we have Ruby Doe-Line Barrel for damage, dual rounds for multi-shot, hallowed bullets for crit damage, and then just a bunch of elements. We utilize Contamination Breach for the multi-shot and radiation, Magnetized Cycle for the fire rate and magnetic, as well as Hypothermic Shell, Contamination Casing, and Charged Bullets for corrosive, cold, and a bunch of status. But we also have this slightly modified secondary setup for when your life needs a little bit more kaboom in it. It runs primary cracks instead of frostbite, so you get less crit damage and multi-shot in favor of status and ammo efficiency, and we drop the radiation from Containment Breach in favor of Magma Chamber for blast damage. Sadly, I don't think the Phaedra is ever gonna get as much love as it deserves. This is an absolutely fantastic Archgun, but it is not flashy in any way, shape or form. It is, as I've said already, the Karak of the Archguns. It's not over the top ridiculous, it's just a solid LMG that does good damage without cluttering your screen with crazy visual effects. I think the biggest, let's just call it a flaw of the Phaedra is that it's too similar to the Imperators whilst having significantly lower crit. And while that's not really a problem anymore because you can simply put on Enervate, I still don't think it's that exciting of an option when you look at the competition, especially if you don't necessarily know what they do, because you can either pick up the Phaedra, which is like a different flavor of the Imperator, or a giant chain lightning gun, or a quad barrel grenade launcher, or the bigness. You know what I mean? If you look at them side by side, the Phaedra doesn't really stand out. But I would still recommend you give the Phaedra a shot. It's a really nice LMG that feels great to use. And as always guys, I thank you very much for watching and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Additionally, I would like to extend a special thank you to all the channel members. Thank you very much guys, I really appreciate your support. It means a lot to me. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.